And welcome back to our weekly Icarus Patchnotes discussion. I'm here with Carl, so I'm gonna hop back over to Discord. Hey my man, how you doing?
Ah, you're doing well enough, and how are you?
Not bad, not bad. I mean,
Good,
my
good.
whole sense of time is shot because of having these days off, but other than that, I'm fine.
Well, for me it's a long weekend. Monday is a public holiday here in Ireland. Tuesday is a work day. My friend Bus is arriving on Sunday, so it should be good to go. But this is week 182,
Yes, sorry. This week we have the CHAC shotgun, a new,
aka Boomstick.
the new 12 gauge CHAC boomstick shotgun. Now the new shotgun can be bought from the Orbital Workshop along with the new shotgun 12 gauge ammo. Now here's the thing I'm wondering, right? The planet-side crafted shotguns also can use 12 gauge ammo. Would you be able to use those,
Of course.
the workshop ammo in the normal shotguns? I reckon you can,
Of course you
like they
can.
did
It's the
with the
same thing as
pistol, but
pistol. It's the same thing with arrows. The same thing with pistols. It's just the ammunition type. I mean, 12 gauge is 12 gauge. So
exactly. But we'll have to have a look at the damage numbers, compare them.
yes, it will be interesting. Obviously, we know that the Larkwell Bell was OP, and that obviously the
Oh yeah.
CHAC pistol is stronger than the Planetside pistol, but obviously you know that you can't add the modules into the workshop items, so
Yep, and with the
it's
correct
obviously
attachments, your planet-side crafted stuff can be equal or even surpass the
stronger,
workshop
yeah,
items.
true.
That having said, the Laura Martinez bow
Yeah,
still is more powerful than anything you can craft planet-side,
bow-wise indeed, yes, correct.
damage-wise. Yeah. Anyway,
But let's see what it is.
yeah, this week we're adding the new boomstick shotgun, 12 gauge with a heck of a punch, and obviously also the 12 gauge shells, which can be bought along with a new shotgun in the Orbital Workshop. So the new shotgun is a 12 gauge, heavy hitting, single barrel, designed to punch a hole through any swarm you face. This can be paired with the new 12 gauge shells, which comes in a box of 25, bought from the Orbital Workshop. This follows a system which was introduced when we reworked the ammunition options in week 173, which aimed to more clearly pair weapons and their ammo. You know, where they gave the assault rifle its own separate ammo type.
Yes, and the 556 cartridge being introduced, and etc. etc.
Uh, Now, this new weapon requires you to have the CHAC pistol unlocked in the Orbital Workshop's firearms tree, as it is part of the same family. Now, compared to the other shotguns in game, the CHAC leads the pack in projectile damage and critical damage delivered. Now, if you struggle with aiming from anywhere past point blank range, that's me, this might be the weapon for you. Um, from what I've read, like the trend shotgun has a 8 shell ammo capacity, this new one has a 6 shell ammo capacity, so less ammo capacity, however, it does do
Mhm.
more damage.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of expecting that to be the case. I wasn't expecting it to be having more because realistically, the trend shotgun is pretty much on the upper limit unless you go drum mag.
Yeah.
So realism taken into consideration a little bit, it's not that, like you said, not that bad. It does have more damage, and a smaller, but they did say so that
Uh,
it was a faster reload, if I remember correctly.
Something to
So
that extent last week, I
yeah,
believe, yeah.
so we'll take a look
Yeah.
when we buy it in game and
So yeah, a
see what it is.
smaller
But it does
mag
say
to kind of offset the higher damage as to make it not too overpowered.
exactly. And you have to buy the pistol before you can unlock the shotgun, so it is.
Not buy the pistol, unlock the pistol.
Oh, so correct, yeah. You have to unlock the pistol before you can unlock the shotgun, before you can purchase the shotgun.
Yeah. So,
And next week.
next week, some map updates are coming. Next week, we are giving all 3 maps, Olympus, Styx, and Prometheus, a quality pass and looking to fix gaps in terrain, floating rocks, foliage issues, bad landscape seams, which kinda is gaps in terrain, I'd say, and more. Now, in addition, there are some terrain changes coming with Styx. Now, around the ring lake, the southeastern desert, and a high plateau in the middle of the Styx River. There, the map is going to be reworked. So if you have a base in any of those 3 locations, keep in mind next week you might come back to your base and find it partially encased in the landscape all of a sudden or something. Just some small hints at some new areas used during the Great Hunt's campaigns. So if they're
Yeah.
already making changes to the current map, doesn't mean Great Hunts are getting closer.
Yeah, it's every week is getting closer
Yeah,
by default. It's a safe assumption to
true,
say that. So.
true. And this update to the maps will cause foliage to regenerate, plants and trees, so you may have to do a little landscaping and maintenance around your bases to clear these out. And yes, you can do it with a flamethrower. You can
A
also
solar
just
picture.
take an axe and cut out the trees and get the resource. But it's that's so already saw a post from someone who is like, hey, I have a base around Ring Lake. How do I know for sure I won't come in next week and find my base inaccessible and stuff? Um,
Uh,
and someone else said, well, here's a way. Uh, back up your prospect files or your basically your entire saved directory in your user profile. Go to experimental branch, check your base. If you notice like, oops, my base is now inaccessible or parts of it is inaccessible, then you can go back to the normal production branch and, if necessary, restore your player folder and start moving your stuff. Yeah, like move your base already before next week's update hits. Because as soon as the update hits, you can't revert back to an older version no more. Steam
yeah,
doesn't cater for that.
just
So
like you said, prepared. If you are next to the location, just move the things because yeah, unfortunately they have to obviously build the expansions and the new pieces somewhere. So there have to be sacrifices to some extent. At some
yeah,
point, something's got to give.
yeah,
So even if you have the best base in the world, sucks. But
yeah, stuff like just
such
abandon the
as
lower 2 floors or something, whatever. Keep in
yeah,
mind though, since this is map changes to cater for great hunts, it I'm not sure, it might mean those areas will become great hunt locations. So will you then do you still want to keep your base at that specific location? But we will see.
indeed.
Anyway, now your support makes these updates possible. As always, if you want to support the devs, uh, consider getting some of the DLCs or all of the DLCs. A couple of links here to the DLCs, the patch bundle, which is a nice one for your extra dogs and cats, zebras as a mount, more saddles, etc. Or do it the easy way and like complete the entire set. And then we get to the changelog. New content is basically shotgun and ammo. And also renaming the pistol jacketed ammo to be the pistol CHAC ammo, because it's CHAC pistol.
Sounds good.
The rest is basically the new shotgun and its ammo. A couple of fixes. Fixed young coconut seed extraction using the mature coconuts. I've never actually used coconuts to make seeds. From how I read this is you could use the mature. So you have the green, then the mature, and then the ripe. 3 stages for the coconuts. You could use the second stage to still make coconut seeds, which you no longer can do. So you need to use the green coconuts, the young coconuts. Does it make sense? Yeah, I don't know, to an extent maybe. Doesn't really matter too much if you harvest some coconuts, say you harvest them green anyway. So just straight away check them in the seed extractor and hope you extract the seeds before they mature into the next phase. That's where you have the
Yeah.
ice boxes or the refrigerators or the deep freezers for.
Yeah.
Fix a tag on control widget so food now shows that it can be fed to mounts when right click. Yeah, if you had like meat in your hotbar, you selected that slot in the hotbar, you hovered over the mount, it did not say right mouse button to feed. Looks like it now will. You already could feed them the meat, it just didn't tell you you could. Fix an issue where the armor bar wasn't initializing correctly on NPCs. So this is for the Great Hunts, because currently we don't have no armor as such on NPCs. Fix an issue with the enzyme disperser world and other actors. That subclass, the deployable manual toggle base, where the client was incorrectly overriding the active state on the gameplay, causing various effects to not play. Oh, this will be annoying, especially for people playing on a dedicated server, because there everyone is a client. Glad they fixed that.
Yep.
Potential fix for intermittent physics crash relating to fortifications. Luckily never had an issue with those. Well, it's going to be annoying if you have fortifications around your base and it crashes your game.
Yep.
Well, it's an intermittent crash, which are among the hardest to troubleshoot. Anyway, they have been working on this. Updated the LEDs for the chicken coops. I didn't know there was an issue with them, but okay. Some changes with the beast scanner. Fix the screen widget alignment due to incorrect specified size on component. You never use the thing actually, but scan time has increased from 2 to 5 seconds, but the radius has been increased from 20 to 50 meters, so now it's actually more viable to use it. I've tried to use it in the past, but you had to be like right in the face of the animal, and then most of the animals are gonna run away, obviously, unless it's a predator. So at least they increase the radius from 20 to 50 meters. This allows you now to have indeed a longer scan time. And they fix the results coming through immediately instead of waiting for the timer. Start scanning, you straight away get the results, so you don't need to wait the scan time. It's now been fixed. Now you have to wait for the timer. Good. And added additional right-click functionality to manually target creatures up to 100 meters away for a short period of time. If you scan an animal and then you like target it or something, you do more damage to it, something to that extent. I've never fully tested out the beast scanner, so this is more talking from memory and from what I've read from other people. And update focus item info for additional input info. Yeah, I would need additional info inputs to make sense of this bullet point. Anyway, some future content.
Future content time at each. Let's
Yep.
see. Skipping through most of it, it seems.
Adding
steps to
flies
craft.
buzzing to the ape experiment in the middle of the desert for better audible cue of location. Good, it's gonna make it easier to find the proper location again.
Like I said, I'm skipping most of the small tweaks, sorry, that they're doing on missions. That's going to be obviously something that's going to be a surprise for us. Nothing is set in stone as things
Well,
progress,
adding
but
prepare steps, so you have to craft flamethrower, medicine, and
yeah.
grenades before doing the mission. I think that's a good thing.
No, of course, it's definitely helpful rather than getting to a location and being like, oh, you need this and this and this and this. Oh, okay, great. I didn't pack my whole bloody base along with me, so let me turn around and go back to the place to go build the things and then go back to the place to see that I have to actually go get the next mission, and the next
Exactly.
mission asks me to do the next thing, which crafts something else, which is what we're currently facing with the null sector, for
Yeah.
example, but it is what it is.
DNA samples during minigame all go into the hotbar, so it's easier to do the procedures. So we're gonna get a new minigame,
That is
like with the
interesting.
fishing. We
Yeah,
get a new
that's
minigame for the
interesting.
DNA samples.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Let's see. The mammoth now has greatly increased perception, speed, and mammoths were always quite slow. So you could actually kite them a fair bit.
Mm.
I remember the one where we took turns hitting the mammoth and we shot him with the flare arrow,
Yeah,
so it has the green glow and such. And
yeah,
like one
kiting with
taking
them.
aggro and kiting him, and the other one coming in from behind and
Yeah,
hitting me with
so that
fists
was,
and stuff. But if the ice mammoth, is gonna get increased speed, I'm not sure
well,
you can still
but
kite him proper.
based upon the clips we saw, I don't think it's possible. Let's just put it that way.
Indeed. Circle props to dissected visit carcass. Fix the build.
I saw that
Right.
one, but doesn't.
Well, if they
Seems like
didn't fix the
there's.
build, I couldn't bring out the builds for the Great
Sure.
Hunt's closed beta build.
Yeah. Obviously, it
Parameterized
affects
health
our.
bar field distance for epic creature.
There's a lot of like Bunsen burner blueprints, chemistry benches, and all these types of things. So it might actually be quite a bit of things that you need to make to actually build the chemistry bench rather than just, oh, it's a new workbench, so you just assemble or build it and
Uh,
then carry on. So,
it is in blueprint mission burner, so you probably
yeah.
make it for this mission specifically.
No, 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 Bunsen burner asset. Bunsen burner is a
Yeah,
type of burner that's
yeah.
used under
But
vials.
the other one,
So it's not,
blueprint mission burner. So
ah,
the same as the mine. Oh no, it's a mining tipper. Yeah, mission burners. It might be for this mission specifically. I don't know. Let's
fix
see.
apes not playing combat music. So yet again, that's still an issue apparently for new creatures as well. I think for me it was when we were running the other day. Oh no, that was a
It's
different
basically
game.
everything except the Tyrannus. Tyrannus does not give aggro
Yeah.
music.
Even still today. Wow.
Even
Okay.
still
All right.
today. It's been like this since the beginning. I've
Oof.
reported it a couple of times. But yeah,
All right.
Tyrannus does not have any aggro music, which is a tad annoying sometimes.
Interesting.
A lot
A
more
prop for mining
missions.
assets, drills, leg pieces, rails, rail carts, crushers, etc., etc. So it would be actually interesting if you could actually build like mine carts and rail tracks to sort of move resources out of caves and locations, perhaps, almost bordering, tiptoeing into the realm of Minecraft, where you would build, like red sand type of electronic
Hmm?
pieces to kind of empty out things into like hoppers and things like that to then, take
Yeah,
it back to a base and
would be fun.
unload it. Automation, almost like Factorio or whatever the game was.
Like
Churn.
a straight rail, turn left, turn right, curve left, curve right, and like an end piece.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, just, it's basically expanding just from us being the ones to go fetch stuff to it's being semi-automated with high enough tech stuff like rails and carts
Hmm.
and auto loaders and, you know, all those types of things.
Would be interesting. Would be new.
But
New
it's not
mechanics.
Minecraft, but it is a Minecraft. So I mean, obviously you can't compare it to the other one. But for example, yeah, currently we're keeping up with going to fetch things, and
Yeah.
it's pretty easy with the electronic drills, so they carry on mining when we log back in. So,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
the
all you
next
need to
step
do is grab a
up would be,
mower, run over there, grab the stuff, and run back. But yeah.
of course, yeah. I mean, it's not that bad, but it would be pretty cool if you actually had like industrialization, level stuff as well.
Yeah, maybe, I don't
Yeah, and
know. Won't the wildlife start attacking the rails and the carts?
indeed, that's where you get some barbed wire and some, minigun turrets to just kill everything. Typical human nature to, just clear out an entire environment and
Hmm?
mine the raw natural resources until it collapses. The ecosystem, it collapses. So yes.
Randomize the order of deployment equipment in the lab as it was inadvertently the order you needed to interact with the items to complete the mission. We want people to figure it out, so there's going to be multiple benches, multiple
Ah,
equipment pieces, and you have to interact with them in a specific order. So there's
yeah.
going to be some thinking required. Yeah,
Eh,
cool. Okay, there's some mention about Morris, plural. Clear themselves, plural. So, just to return to them, Morris. No idea what's it gonna be.
I'm seeing a lot of mission things.
Yeah, a lot of ape missions. They're working very hard. They did like redid
Uh,
most of
Note
the ape
tests,
missions.
typos, recordings, clearing, second
So
audio fixes, audio interaction logs, heal devices, cases,
adjust
task,
the
campaigns, difficulty settings, spawner locations,
so
juvenile ape attacks, mission icons, props, more items, more
adjust the quest
cleanups.
objective to mention crafting a heal device in case players cannot find one. Also grant the flag to unlock the heal device. This is actually the device we had to use on Captain Crunch's team. That's that heal device, I reckon.
That one, yeah, could be, yeah.
So there's going to be one lying around in the Ape A mission. But if you can't, so the quest step would probably say something like find or craft a heal device. It does give you the possibility to craft one. It grants a flag to unlock the heal device. That's good. Meaning you don't need to first finish or first do Captain Church's mission to unlock the heal. Um, just quest to specify you need to get clear of the explosion. Eh,
Eh,
just stay close, watch it up close. Like to blow up in your
eh,
face. Why not? It's fun. Added new
yeah.
mission type icons. Cool. New mission types. Or new icons for current mission. Okay, that's also a possibility. Probably new icons for new missions. And you know what we forgot to check last time? The arrows on the signs. Or was it in future content?
Can't recall.
Don't know anymore. Please help me remember that we test that check it out in the subsequent gameplay.
Could do.
Let's see. Increase the tether range on the apes to fix some resetting when you're very close to the den. Okay. Yeah, the RNG rock golem mining outpost. Add mining carts and tracks. So something that's already there. I'm not sure you're going to be able to craft and use them yourself though. If it's uh, if it's a pre-built thing. Like the bunk beds we grabbed from the base in the null sector, we can use it, but we cannot craft it. So
Yeah.
bananas will have multiple growth stages, 3 variants for individual placements in missions.
Yeah.
Don't tell me we will not be able to plant bananas ourselves. I want them. Update 3 map image styles for Prometheus northern area map changes. Northern area, that is the volcanic. Okay. Maybe for Great Hunt on Prometheus. Well, it's future content, so maybe next week they say like, hey, we did Styx, next one is Prometheus there.
Yeah.
Change icon for aura cold to be a snowflake. Kinda makes sense. Let's see. Ape D. Killing the mother is now a quest step. And then the player who is carrying the ape will now need to fend off apes continually until the package is delivered. So you definitely have to like you have to like carry an ape, and if you do it in co-op, one is carrying the thing and the other one has to like defend him. But at least the juvenile ape no longer needs oxygen. Kind of makes sense, you know. It's like indigenous species,
True.
so should be used to breathe in the poisonous Icarus air. Um, Adding stasis bag recipe to the electric textiles bench in addition to the advanced textiles bench. Now, in our mission, which we're currently doing, we need to craft stasis bag. We have an electric textiles bench, so we might have to like redeploy the advanced textiles bench in order to make the stasis bag. It might not be in the electric one. Something we have to check.
Yep.
This is what caught my eye when I was reading through those the patch notes. Adding new mission step to collect ape vestiges if the player lost them from the previous mission in Ape D mission. During the step at a specified location there will be apes to kill to collect vestiges. Ah, good. So they did cater for the fact that people might have been like, yeah, I don't need them vestiges, check them out.
Yeah.
Then you get to the next mission is like, oh, you need a gazillion vestiges. You're like, oops,
Yeah.
where are the apes? So I'm glad they fixed
As
that.
usual.
Bananas are now unlocked on completion of the Ape G mission. So the 7th mission for the apes. You do now completely unlock bananas. Cool.
Good. That's useful because if you need them, or I
Need them
mean,
or
depend.
want
We
them.
don't know what buffs they give yet,
Exactly.
realistically. I mean, banana bread would be awesome. A banana sundae would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
We have ice, we have bananas, we have strawberries.
yeah, can definitely make a lot of things out of it.
Yep.
But like I said, I've already scanned through most of the notes. Nothing caught my interest. It's missions, quests. I blabbered out what I was reading, and it's
Yeah, a
just,
lot of
I
ape
mean,
missions, some ice mammoth ones.
and I'm sick and clear of
Adding
technically
Galcy
looking at
set
those things.
piece. Galcy. Sorry. CI. Galcy. We're gonna
Getting
get a
armor set?
new armor set.
Could
Cool.
be. It is a new. Obviously, there will be new armor sets because the wolf they are cool. They had like wolf fur or something like that. That was also as
The
you're going to.
not the tooth, Black Wolf tooth.
No, tooth was one thing, but there was also mentioning of a throne or something like that, and like
Yeah,
there was like and there was also I think there were also mentionings about certain armor sets which come from the hides of the bosses that we're gonna kill or something like that as well, possibly for certain ones. It makes sense
okay.
that you would have a Black Wolf cape and these types of things. So, but we'll have to
Yeah, the
see.
glacier
Then,
spawners and lairs are added to the IMC, the Ice Mammoth C mission. Okay. For the Great Hunt Ape missions, balancing the rewards, so there is more reason to go down the kill path. I reckon this has something to do with making some choices which gonna block other choices. Like, how did it explain this? Some mutually exclusive choices to be made for the Great Hunt in each of the Great Hunt trees, to which can and or will alter your open world. Which means you cannot test everything in one open world, so you can like make multiple open worlds, and on one open world you say, okay, for the ice mission I go this path on the tree, and for another open world you say I'm gonna go this other path, which is gonna give me other buffs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense to at least, forces people to start new open worlds as well,
Yeah,
which is a good thing as well, because that's one approach of getting people off of their hard set open worlds, which need to be cleared out in order to reset the assets and having to stop supporting legacy code at some point. So if you wanted to see the other options, because the other ones also have cool, like, unique items because of it as well, then you would need to, at the very least, start a new one or two, for that matter of fact, in order to unlock it, and then losing one of three worlds or maps rather than the only one you have isn't that
yeah.
bad of a loss, basically, in my
Yeah, but
opinion.
also like for these great hunts, like you can go down one route where it will result in, I don't know, apes spawning in open world, and another one where it's not gonna spawn apes, but it's gonna spawn something else, or give you some other buffs or something, or perks. So there will be mutually exclusive choices to be made. Uh, And if you could do them all in the same open world, and like redo this Great Hunt uh, tree again, or this branch again, uh, yeah, you can't really then choose another branch of the tree, because, like I said, mutual exclusive. So it will indeed, well, not enforce, but at least incentivize people to start new open worlds. And obviously you can't start, well, you can start Great Hunt straight away, but you might not want to, depending on your level of preparation.
Well, I mean, it might be fun for me to start my own open world and then sort of have that for the one type and your open world for another type.
Yeah,
And if Becca starts playing again her world for the third type,
yeah.
might be interesting.
I mean, I can even use some of my old open worlds, which I played solo, but which I already have completed all the missions on, and repurpose them for co-op.
True, that could also be
At
a
least
good
you'll
point
have
to use.
a proper main base with all the benches and some forward operating bases dotted around the map and everything.
True, true, true.
But yeah, those were the patch notes. Nice and short one this time, so I'd say, well, 10, 15 minutes break, and then we go do some gameplay.
Indeed, the sooner we get started, the more time we have to play.
Exactly. So I'm gonna mute out, and I'll be back in a sec.
Well,
So those were the patch notes for this week. Uh, Thank you, folks, for watching. We will take a 10 to 15 minute break, after which we'll be back in a new stream with some subsequent gameplay. I hope you folks enjoyed watching us go through the patch notes for you. If you did enjoy and want to get notified next time I stream, feel free to hit that follow button if you haven't done so yet already. Or if you're watching YouTube and you want to get notified next time I upload something, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. And I hope I will see you folks around.